Hello everyone, and welcome back to another update video for the Necro Settlers event. Alright, so this time I've got some good news and some bad news. Good news is we have another video, we have some stuff to share and some stuff to talk about. Bad news is we haven't made a lot of gear upgrades. Alright, the gear you're going to see I have equipped is basically the same as the previous video. The only thing I've gone ahead and upgraded is my wand over here. I do have a clip of me crafting this, which I will share later. Alright, so we got a wand upgrade, not much else going on. Let's look at the currency tab because that's what this video is going to be about. You can see here that we have only 2 divines. Where'd all the divines go? I've been investing them into veiled orbs. This is not something I recommend you to do. This is, of course, something I am doing because I intend to be playing all the way through the end of the Necro Settlers League. So I am investing into veiled orbs while they are cheap. They're currently going for 3.5 divines per. And usually, what tends to happen is that they appreciate in value over the next 2 weeks and end up somewhere, maybe double the price, maybe 10 divines per veiled orb, so on and so forth. A good trend to compare this to is the price of veiled orbs in the original Settlers League. Right at the beginning of the league, it started off at like 3-4 divines. I was farming Katarina, and then if you held on to it, now it's worth something like 15 divines, because there are not as much people farming Katarina, and there's a lot of people farming divines elsewhere, so the price tends to appreciate like that. Okay, so this is something, do at your own risk. Don't do it just because I'm doing it, because I could lose all my money in the process here, and you don't want that to happen to you. So that's what I've been doing with my divines. What else is going on? I have a couple chaos. Some of this is from manifested wealth, others is just bubblegum currency and things I have sold. And then, of course, in the exotic tab, I've also been running a bit of harvest. We have 50k yellow life force here. I'll talk a bit more about that later. I want to start this video off by helping out some of you guys that are getting settled into the league and struggling to make the currency required to get upgrades for the build. So, what do we have here? We're going to start off with a very basic, beginner-friendly essence strategy, okay? And of course, I'm running this with my, better gear. Like, this is end of Atlas type gear, but I'm going to try to be as honest as possible about, what you might be running this with and how hard this will be for you. Okay, so let's start with what are essences. This is my essence tab. This is a premium sachet. I bought 4 essences. It makes life a lot easier if you're doing the essence strat, but of course you by no means have to have this to partake in this strategy. You'll see here that there are a lot of different colors and a lot of different types of essences. Alright, think of essences as a glorified orb of alchemy. It's going to turn an item into a rare or reforge a rare, and it's going to guarantee at least 1 affix. So for example, if I use the Deafening Essence of Greed on a pair of gloves, I'll get life as a guaranteed affix. Right? If I use Deafening Essence of Misery on a one-handed weapon, I will get cast speed as a guaranteed affix. Right? These are items that people use to do crafts. Whether you're a beginner player or a veteran player doing some big brain crafts, essences are usually a big factor, and therefore they tend to have a lot of value. Now that you have a brief crash course on essences, how are we going to make money with essences? Well, we're going to farm them, that's how. So let's open up our Atlas skill tree. We'll go to our blank Atlas here. I've unspec'd this for all of us. Right, on the Atlas skill tree, we're going to have a bunch of essence nodes. So I'm going to hold this over here. You have one at the bottom, one in the left, and then some in the middle. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take all of these nodes. So let's do that first. You're going to go up here. You don't need to take these 2 little nodes. They don't help us any. And then you're going to go up over here, and then head towards the left cluster, which is over here. Alright, take all of these nodes. They just increase the number of essences that show up on your map. And then we're going to go to the center. Alright, and be careful here, guys. For this particular strategy that I'm going to show you, we do not take Crystal Resonance, okay? Crystal Resonance prevents us from making corrupted essences. So we are going to be making corrupted essences for money, so do not take Crystal Resonance. I repeat, do not take this, okay? And then we're going to go in the middle over here and take these nodes, which are going to lead to amplified energies. That makes it so that the essences in our maps have at least 1 essence at the highest possible tier. Right, so that should be about... How many points have I spent here? I don't know the math here, guys. Alright, just do 132 minus 96, and that'll be the amount of points that this Atlas tree has, okay? It's a very humble amount, though. If you have done your white maps and you were doing yellow map progression, you will have enough points to do something like this. Alright, so let's go ahead and apply these. those are all the nodes that you need. If you have 3 extra points, make sure to get Labyrinth, Trial Chance, and Trial of Glory. In case you find this naturally in your maps, you might be able to do it and get a improved offering to the goddess, and those will sell for big money. Right, so get that too if you have some points to spare. Alright, now for the strategy, what are we doing? We are going to be corrupting essences to try and get corrupted essences. So I'm going to go over here and type in essence, and let's see if I can scroll down and find it. Okay, you see these things over here, special essences? We have Essence of Hysteria, Insanity, Horror, and Delirium. These are much rarer to find. Actually, you can't even find them. You have to go out of your way to get them by using a Remnant of Corruption on essences, these purple ones right here, actually. Right, so anytime you see Misery, Dread, Scorn, or Envy essences in your maps, you can use the Remnant of Corruption on them, and it's going to give you a chance to turn these into these. And these are worth a lot more. So if we have a look at Essence of Hysteria, how much is that worth? 56 chaos. Right, Insanity is worth 55 chaos. Horror is worth 79 chaos. And Delirium is worth 55 chaos. Now, of course, these are the prices that they cost if you want to buy these, so always double check, flip them, and see how much they're selling for. They usually sell for a little bit less than the listed price, so that is something to keep in mind when you are doing this strategy, okay guys? And then, what do we need to do this strat? We need Essence Scarab of Stability. I've gone ahead and bought 20 of these for 5 chaos each. Alright, so that cost us 100 chaos, and then you're also going to need some Remnant of Corruptions. I think at least 20 to start. You're going to find more as you do the strategy, so it will sustain itself. So you need 20 of these, and I paid 10 chaos per. So that is 200 chaos for the Remnant of Corruption. So let's go ahead and take these. Okay, so I have these set up in my side over here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get a bunch of yellow maps. Yellow in this case refers to tier 6 or above. Alright, if I open up my map tab here, these are white maps, tier 1 to 5. Yellow is tier 6 to 10, and if your build is super strong, and for some reason you want to do this strategy, you can do red maps too. It's not just limited to yellow, it just needs to be at least yellow, okay? So at least tier 6. Alright, for the strat, you don't need to roll the maps. You don't need to chisel them, you don't need to alch them, you can just run them as they are. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our map in, we're going to put our Essence of Stability in, Essence Scarab of Stability, and then you're going to go to the map device here, and you're going to click, let's see, the Essence Map Craft modifier. This is going to cost you 6 chaos, and it's going to add 4 additional imprisoned monsters to your map. Right, so each map should have at least 5 to 6 essences in it, giving us a chance to use a Remnant of Corruptions and fish for those special essences. You don't need all of your Scarab slots for this, and I do not recommend using Essence Scarab. That's because the efficiency of using the Essence Scarab right now is quite low. If I open up Essence Scarab here, you'll see that these are currently going for 8 chaos per, and they only add 2 additional imprisoned monsters to your map. Right, this is because of the chaos inflation, so don't use these for now if you are on a budget. I use these when I do my end game stuff, but that's because, you know, I have like 1,000 plus chaos to blow. So if you're low on money, don't get the Essence Scarab. Right, just use the Essence Scarab of Stability here and the map device for 6 chaos that adds 4 monsters. Right, that is going to be the most efficient way to do this. So let's go into the map. I'll change the name of this so it says Essence. All right. And let's go into the map and see how this looks like. So, go in. We don't care too much about the lantern modifiers right now for this strat, so don't worry about those. Right, obviously, if you see a good lantern modifier like Manifested Wealth, you know, go take advantage of that, but for this strategy, we don't care about lanterns. So what am I going to do? This is a yellow map, it has no rolls on it, I don't really care about full clearing the map. What we're going to do is we're going to run through the map and we're going to look for these essences, right? And we can... If your Frost Blink is strong enough, you're probably going to kill half the stuff here just, you know, traveling to the node. So, let's go look for those essences. Right, here's our first one. Right, what you're going to do, you're going to clear around it, and you're going to check to see if it has any of those 4 essences I mentioned. And the acronym for remembering this is Purple Meds. Okay, first thing you're going to look and see is if any of these colors are purple. That's the first sign that there's something here worth corrupting. And if that's not enough of a indicator, you're going to look at the name, alright? And the name of the essence will be Meds. So Misery, right? M for Misery, E for Envy, D for Dread, or S for Scorn. Right, so we don't have any of those essences here, therefore we are not using the Remnant of Corruption. Just open it, kill it, pick up the essences you want, and then go to the next essence. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, here's the second one. Alright, same idea, purple meds. I don't see any purple meds here, so we just kill it and then go next. Alright, and you want to keep a mental track of how many essences you're killing. Remember that each map should have at least 5 essences, sometimes 6. So if you're running a weird tile set, yeah, make sure you don't, miss any essences along the way. Alright, purple meds. Do we have Misery, Envy, Scorn, or Dread? No, we do not. So you just open it, pick it up, and then you go next. Alright, so that was the 6 essences, and we did not get anything worth corrupting, so don't worry about that. Over here, I have... that's interesting. I want to move these out here. Alright, so I have my Essence tab, and I've gone ahead and removed my tab affinity for this tab. So that way, when we do our 20 maps, all of the essences we get are going to go into this area here, and then we can do a little tally at the end and see how much money we made versus how much money we put in. And hopefully we make some profit, otherwise I look a little bit silly telling you to try this strategy. Okay, so that was map number 1. I have 20 maps here for us to do, so let's go ahead and do them, and I will also, cut to a clip where I can show you the essence being corrupted. Okay, so we're here at our first essence that we're going to corrupt. You'll see here that it has Shrieking Essence of Envy. Alright, the important part here is of Envy. The tier doesn't matter, so the fact that it is Shrieking, it doesn't matter. It could have been Deafening, it could have been Wailing. We don't care about that. We care about Envy. So go ahead, take your Remnant of Corruption and use it on the essence. And here you see that the essence has turned into an essence of Horror. So let's go ahead and kill this. And we pick it up. Alright, and there is, 50 chaos or whatever that is worth. Alright, so I'm gonna go keep doing my maps, and yeah, I'll see you guys when this is done. Okay, so here while I am doing my essences, we found an improved offering to the goddess, so let's go in here and do this super quick. Here we got a tribute to the goddess. Let's pick that up. It'll be worth a couple chaos if nothing else. So I'll add that to the list. Alright, and we're back. So we are done running 20 maps. It turns out I actually had 25 maps queued up. Apparently I don't know how to math, so my bad on that. I ended up running 21 maps, and we will not be using these, so I'll put it away. So, let's have a look at the profits, or revenue, whatever you want to call this. This is the Essence tab. I'll put in all the remnants here, and we'll also put the tribute of the goddess here. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is convert all of our essences up. Alright, so on the right side I have all the Shrieking essences in multiples of 3 that can be consolidated into Deafening. And Deafening is the highest tier, so let's do that. And then we'll go ahead and put all of these back into the stash tab. Alright, so to check our profits, we are going to pull out all of the Deafening essences. Alright, we don't care about selling the Shriekings right now because there isn't always a market for that. And then we are also going to check our Remnant of Corruptions because we did find some along the way. So I'm going to take away 20 because that's how much we bought at the start. Alright, so here's the 20 that we bought, and then here is the ones that we found. Alright, so we're going to sell those. And then the last thing is we're going to look for those special essences. We'll take these, we'll take our tributes, and then we're going to list all of this in the Grand Exchange at market price. Of course, if you want a better deal, you can sell it for slightly above. It'll just take longer to sell. But in the interest of making the video, I'm going to sell it very close to market price here. Alright guys, so we're almost done selling everything here. These essences, Essence of Anguish and Suffering, looks like nobody wanted to buy these, so that's just a loss over there. Looks like our Delirium sold, 50 chaos per, very nice. Our Hysteria sold, 53 chaos per, very nice. Our Horror sold, 68 chaos per, very nice. And as you can see, our Remnant of Corruptions are almost done selling here as well. I'm just going to take whatever we have here, and then, what is this, 3 times 9, I'll just add 27 chaos to this little tally over here, just to keep things consistent. Okay, and I'll put this away. Alright, so let's have a look at how much money we made, guys. It's been roughly an hour since I started doing the strategy. We have a revenue of 926 chaos. For our cost, we use the Essence of Stability, 20 of them. That is 100 chaos, so minus 100. And then we also used, well, we broke even on the Corrupting Remnants, right? That was a upfront investment of 200 chaos, and then we've been sustaining the remnants ever since. So for the sake of the video, I will add that into the calculation. So 200 chaos on 20 remnants of corruption, and then the map device cost us a 6 times 20, 120 chaos. Alright, when all of it is said and done, we have a profit of 507 chaos. Make of this what you will. Alright, RNG is RNG, and this is of course a very beginner-friendly money-making strategy. We are barely using 50 points on our Atlas tree. We are running yellow maps that aren't even alked, right? It's not optimized by any means. You can take this number and you can take it to the moon. So I'm gonna go put away my chaos orbs over here, and then let me show you what this might look like in a hyper-optimized version. So I'm going to do this on a T16, alright, and once again, you don't need to Alk and Go it, but because my build can handle the modifiers, I am going to Alk and Go it. Alright, so we've chiseled it, we've Alked it, and then we're going to use the same Scarabs here. We're going to take one Essence Scarab of Stability, and then we're going to take 4 Essence Scarabs. So remember I told you at the beginning of this video that only use this when you have more money, otherwise it's not worth your time. And then, what else can we do? We'll take some remnants of corruption from my Essence tab. So give me a second to do this here. Right, 9 should be enough. Right, and the reason we've picked Strand is because it is a linear map. So what you'd do is you'd take all your favorites, and then you'd put Strand. Let's see, Strand is over here. Right, and your watch drones are in. Everything is put on Strand, and then we, with a couple extra points, we can probably take Singular Focus, right? And then you can spend these on whatever you think is nice. Maybe you can get some Ambush Scarabs. The Ambush Scarabs are going for a lot of money, and then maybe you want to take this node over here that gives 10% more monsters in your maps. Right, maybe you want to take this node over here to find Scarabs of less common varieties. And then what else can we do? We can go get in some altars. Maybe you want to farm some invitations. So I'll take these nodes here, and then I will put my map in, click on the altar, make sure Essence is selected, and then of course you put in all your Scarabs. And then let's see how fast we can blast through this map. Alright, and once again, only do this if your build is good enough for this. So here's the first one, right? Blast, blast, blast. Alright, this one has a Dread. We will corrupt it. There's an Essence of Hysteria. Okay, I'll move this over here. Okay, here's another one we can corrupt. This is Dread. Alright, this one didn't change into an Essence. This one just went up in a tier, and that's okay too. Alright, and then the map is complete. We've only been here for 2 minutes. We'll kill the map bosses real quick. They're dead. Alright, and then we go back to town. And that was a 2-minute map. This is our little loot from it. And yeah, that's what this strategy looks like in a T16. Alright, so that is the Essence Scarab strategy in a nutshell. Hello everybody, and welcome back. So, I have just finished recording a Essence for Beginners video. That's to help the players that are, finishing white maps, starting yellow maps, but don't have enough money or gear for red maps, a way for them to make some currency and get the gear upgrades they need. In this video, we're going to be focusing for you intermediate players. Maybe your character is where I am, or maybe, you're even better geared than I am, and just looking for ways to make money in the NecroSoK event. We are going to be doing that today by doing a destructive play Maven and harvest strategy, right? This might seem like a strange combination for some of you guys, but it's one I really like. So let's start talking through this, all right? I don't have a blank tree here to demonstrate it point by point. That would be a waste of a lot of my Orb of Unmakings. So you're just going to have to follow along what I already have here. So we start at the middle here, we go up, and we take all the map effect modifiers that our tree has to offer. So that's going to be mounting modifiers over here. Then when we get up top, we're going to take invasive adversaries over here, and we're also going to take chiseled perfection over here. All right, so this makes it so that our maps have increased map effect modifiers. that is going to give us increased pack size and increased item quantity, both of which are really important for the strategy that we're doing. Alright, since we're running T16s and 4 Void Stones, you also want to take all of the map tier effect node modifiers. So that's shaping the skies, that is shaping the mountains, and then the middle wheel over here shaping the world. Alright, that is going to use the map equity mechanic to drop you more T16s, and when you find more T16s, there's a higher percent chance that those are then converted into T17s. So you can see here that my character, we found 35 T17 so far, and we've run a couple too. So you can sell these, or you can hold on to them to run later when your character is better geared. Alright, so that covers those. What else are we doing? The next most important thing to talk about here is the Maven part of the strategy. So we are doing Maven Destructive Play. You go down these nodes over here. This is, of course, the Maven Influence. If you clear most of the map, there's a chance that the final boss is accompanied by other bosses, and then those bosses will drop, final boss related loot. This is really important because we're going to be investing a lot of our points into making the loot from the final boss a lot more lucrative. So we've gone ahead and taken Vivid Memories up here. Alright, this is a % chance to drop a synthesis map from the final boss. We've taken Conquered Conquerors here, that means they will drop more Elder Slayer maps. And then we have taken Remnants of the Past, which means they will drop more Elder Shaper Guardian maps. Okay, and then aside from that, we have spent the rest of our points in Harvest. So this isn't a big brain harvest strat here, guys. We are not using a bunch of Scarabs. We are not doing crop rotation. We don't even take a chance for the harvest to appear on our atlas because we are a little bit point starved. No, we are simply making harvest as rewarding as possible. So bumper crop makes it so your harvest has a 50% chance to contain an additional plant. Bountiful harvest will give you, more life force from the plants. And then same thing here with the doubling season. And Heart of the Grove over here will give a chance for your crops not to wilt. Right, and for those of you completely unfamiliar with the harvest mechanic, I suppose I will explain it when I demonstrate the map. That is what the Atlas strategy looks like, and then to supplement this, we've gone ahead and taken mining byproducts. So this will give your sulfite veins a chance to gain an equal amount of azurite. Right, someone in comments before asked about how this works if your sulfite is always capped. It ignores the cap. Alright, even if it says +0 sulfite, when this procs, it'll give you the appropriate amount of azurite, and then you can spend the azurite in the mines to buy primitive chaotic resonators. As you can see here, I have a lot of, let me just pull that up. Alright, I have almost 900 of these, and right now they're going for 3 chaos a pop, maybe 4, so that is a lot of nice passive income. Alright, we guarantee sulfite in our maps by using the sulfite scarab, and likewise we are also going to guarantee harvest in our maps by using the harvest scarabs. These are pretty affordable. Alright, let's check Faustus over here. The sulfite scarab currently costs, 2.5 chaos each. If you're willing to wait, you could probably get this for 2 chaos each. And then the harvest scarab costs 1 chaos each, 2 chaos each, something like that. Alright, so very cheap strategy for our maps. So let's open this up, put the scarabs in, and then for our Maven rotation, you're going to want to use just any 10 Alkengo maps, alright? So I would recommend picking your favorite 10 maps you want to do, and then that will start accumulating in your map pool. So for this demonstration, let's see if we have a strand. Okay, so here's my strand map. Alright, this one just has monster life and reflect damage, so that is perfectly fine. I'm going to take this map, I'm going to put my 2 scarabs in here, and then I'm going to make sure I click on Maven Influence, and then we're going to run the map. And here we can talk about the harvest mechanic when I get there. Alright, here's our first sulfite. I'll pick it up, and it looks like there's the azurite. You saw I got plus 4,000, even though my sulfite is at cap. Okay, so just to confirm, that does work, and you're not getting scammed here. Here is our harvest mechanic. So you're going to come in here, and it's going to be plots of crops for you to interact with. For those of you completely unfamiliar with this, right, the gray ones here are the lowest tier. They give you nothing. Then you have the white one, which, also kind of give you nothing. What you're really looking for here is the bluish text, alright? If you look close enough, it's a very light shade of blue. These are what you want to prioritize. This early into the league, the color of the crops don't matter. everyone is using purple, blue, and yellow for crafting. As the league matures, you're going to want to focus on yellow crops, alright? You want to prioritize that because they go up in value, whereas the others stay the same. So let's see over here. This one is blue text, 2x wild bramblejack, and this one is blue text, 1x wild bramblejack. So 2 is better than 1, click on this, and then we kill whatever shows up. Alright, there it is. You pick up your life force, and then the other crop will usually wilt. Sometimes it won't. That means you get to use double. So here you can see this one has white text, no blue text, and this one has blue text. Alright, blue text is better than white text. Click on this one. Alright, we pick up our life force, and then we go to the next crop. Alright, same thing here, alright. White text, blue text. Blue's better than white. Kill the blue text plant. Alright, and that's not to be confused with the actual color of the plant, which is blue here, guys. You're looking at the text color, okay? Alright, and there's 2 more crops here. Let's go figure this out. Alright, these are both blue text, 1 Primal Rex Matriarchs and 1 Primal Rex Matriarch. Alright, and in this case, we don't have a choice. We just have an option between 2 blues. So we will take 1, kill it, and then go to the next plant. Alright, and 2 more plants here. Alright, this is white text, Primal Scrabbler. This is blue text, Primal Blisterlord. We pick this. And this one didn't wilt because of our Atlas passives, but because this is a low investment harvest strategy, we're going to skip the plot over there, okay? We do not run white or gray plots on this strategy. They don't give you nearly enough essence for it to be worth your time, so we move on. That is the Scarab done in this map. So I will finish the rest of the map. We will pick up our Sulfite Vein. I will show you what the boss looks like. Alright, so we're here at the end of the map, and we've cleared most of the map, so Destructive Play should proc. Alright, you'll see Maven is here, and she's going to summon a bunch of different map bosses. So let's go ahead and blast these map bosses. And I think they're dead. And then we go to the next map. So I'm going to go set up the next map real quick. Alright, in this case I've picked Grotto, so let's go ahead and take our Alk and go Grotto. I will put this in here for now and deal with it later. So that was like a 4-minute map because I was demonstrating to you guys what was happening. This one I'm going to blast, and we're going to see how long it takes, okay? Alright, here's the harvest plot. We go in. Alright, what's going on here? Primal Reborn, blue text. We clear it. Alright, Primal Reborn, blue text. We clear this. Okay, this one, Primal Rex Matriarchs, 2x, we clear this. And here we have Primal Cyst Collar, blue text, we clear this. And the last crop is over here. We got 2 Primal Cyst Crawlers versus 1 Vivid Whipleg. 2 is better than 1. They are both blue text, so we clear this. Alright, there's your harvest complete. Now we leave the harvest, and then we go clear the rest of the map. Alright, most of the map has been cleared. Here's the boss. Alright, we go here, blast the boss. Alright, I think the bosses are dead. I can't really see anything. And you'll see here that we got one of the maps we were looking for. This is the Elder Slayer map, and this is of course worth money. You can either sell this in bulk to other players, or you can run it yourself and sell the fragments to other players. So that was the map over there. If I show you my map tab, you will see that, you know, we have a lot of these maps. We have 93 of these maps, and then we also have a couple of the unique synthesis maps. Those also go for money, right? And if you are wondering why they go for money, that's because if we go to the Fragments tab here, these will give you the fragments of the Phoenix, Minotaur, Chimera, Enslavement, and so on and so forth. So let's see how much a fragment of the Phoenix costs. Okay, looks like 19 chaos if you want to buy it, and 5 chaos if you want to sell it. Obviously, this is somebody lowballing this, so take that as you will. We can change this to, let's say, a Elder Fragment. Alright, people farm this for Watcher's Eye. So let's see here, if you want to sell it, 46 chaos. If you want to buy it, 55 chaos. And then, of course, we can check Cirrus, Fragments, let's say Barnes Crest, 20 chaos if you want to sell it. 40 chaos if you want to buy it. So let's say 30 chaos for that. So you can see here that the crests are worth a lot of money, and the maps themselves are also worth a lot of money. And the reason the maps are worth a lot of money is because you can run them Maven influenced. So the invitations here, let's say you did Maven's invitation for the formed. Okay, so you do all of the Shaper Guardians, and then you fight them. You will get probably 5 or 6 Maven Splinters, and Maven's Writ is currently going for, let's try Maven's Writ. So this is, you want to buy it, 165 chaos, you want to sell it, 90 chaos. Once again, this is a bunch of people lowballing this. The real price is probably around 130 C. Okay? So that is what we're farming here with the Maven influence on our map. So we've talked about destructive play and Maven maps. Let's talk about harvest and how much money we are making from that. So this is 2 maps worth of life force. I'll put this in. I'll say I want some chaos orbs. You can see here that let's pick market price. All right, we'll keep it simple. We'll keep it simple and just do market price. Let's say I want to sell 2,222. This is from the 2 maps that we ran. That's 85 chaos, right? Am I going to click place order at this price? Absolutely not. I'm going to sell it at a more valuable trade price. Right, so 2 maps, 80 chaos, as long as your build can handle the mechanic. Alright, so you might be wondering, how can I make this more profitable? Alright, and the way we're going to be doing that is by upgrading to 8 mod maps. So let's see if I can find one here that actually has an 8 mod map. Okay, so I have an 8 mod Jungle Valley here. It's got a little bit of a suspicious mod. The bosses are going to be a lot harder. So let's go and get our Scarabs. This time we're adding a new Scarab into the mix, or 2 actually. So let's click Scarabs. You're going to click Sulfide Scarabs. You're going to take one of these. Then you're going to take your Harvest Scarab. Alright, and now this time we are using the Harvest Scarab of Doubling. This actually costs a decent amount of money in the Grand Exchange. Alright, if I want to sell these, I can sell these for 20 chaos. If I want to buy these, I can buy these for 22 chaos. So it's not that bad. Alright, so you're going to want one of these, and then you're going to want a Cartography Scarab of Escalation, and then you're going to want a Monstrous Lineage Scarab. Alright, check Faustus to see how much these cost. They're not that expensive. Alright, it looks like the Monstrous Lineage is roughly 5 chaos, and the Escalation is roughly 10 chaos. Okay, so this is a modest investment into your maps. So what can we do here? We're going to put our map in, Jungle Valley. This one already has been witnessed by Maven, so I guess that was my bad on that. I'll find an 8 mod that hasn't been witnessed. Okay, so we finally got an 8 mod map, and of course we got screwed, and it has Elemental Reflect. So for this build, if you ever get into that situation and you really want to run your 8 mod map, all we have to do is change your Elemental Mastery to Reduced Elemental Damage Taken, and then you change your Pantheon to Soul of Yugol, and that should let you do Reflect. So let's go ahead and put in our 8 mod map. And then we have our Sulfide Scarab, our Harvest Scarab, our Scarab of Monstrous Lineage, our Scarab of Doubling, and our Scarab of Escalation. So make sure Maven is turned on, and because you're running 8 mod maps, you might as well add a couple packs to your map. So we're going to do that using the Ambush Map Device Craft for 4 Chaos, and then we'll put it in, and let's go run this map. So you're going to see here in this map that I get a lot more Harvest Life Force than I did from the previous map, and it should cover the amount of money we are spending on the investment of the map. Alright, here's the harvest plot. I'm just going to clear around it super quick, and then we're going to go in. So, let's see here. Primal Blister Lord, that is our blue text. We're going to do this super quick. The Reflect is complicating things, guys. If I get shocked, my damage taken goes above 100%, and then I end up dying to Reflect, because that is how Reflect is coded in this game. It's a very stupid way of coding it, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Right here is Primal Crush Claw. Alright, Alright, well, Voltail dead. Next one up here. Looks like we only got 3 harvest plots in this one, which is a little bit unfortunate. So it's a little less lucrative than I would have liked, but we still should be in profit. And the reason I am jumping around so much is, of course, because of the LE Reflect. I want to be careful. I don't want to stand on shocked ground or anything like that and get one-shot by my own damage. So only 3 crops in this harvest, and we still got a bunch of life force, right? This should sell for roughly 40 to 50 chaos, and that should pay for the price of the scarabs even when you get unlucky. Alright, as you can see here, I got shocked, and because of the shock, I was taking more damage, and then I died to LE Reflect. So ailment immunity, important layer of defenses for your build. Don't drag your feet on it like I have been doing. Right, I've been investing all my currency into Veiled Orbs, which is why I haven't been making a lot of upgrades. So here is a T17 map that we found, and then we're doing Maven Witness Destructive Play. Pick that up. Kill this guy, pick that up. So that was the bosses over there. And then we'll clear the rest of this map. That is so freaking annoying, man. Alright, the rest of the map is complete, and it just so happened to be that we ended up finishing our invitation. So let's go ahead and roll this. This one looks doable. We click accept. We go into Maven's Crucible, we blast this, get our 2 Crescent Splinters, and then we rinse and repeat.
Handle this! Freeze! Another challenger! Struggle or strangle! Tempo tears! Another challenger? Another challenger! Grasp your mortality tightly! Display of survival!
Alright, and there it is. We got 1 Crescent Splinter. Pretty bad loot for this time around, but it is still money for a minute or so spent. Alright, I'll put all of these away, and of course you can see here we have the life force from doing that strat. Very nice. That is how I have generated most of my life force here. So you can see I have 50k yellow life force. I am stocking up on this for later on when the prices go up. Any red and blue life force I will sell immediately at a favorable price. So I never sell market price, guys, and I highly recommend that you don't either. Right? If you have a bunch of stuff to sell and you're going to bed or you're done playing for the night or something, put it at, like, you know, mark it up 10-20%, right? And it'll have sold by the time you are logged into the game the next time. So put all these away. Alright, and I suppose the last strategy I want to show you guys. I don't know if I'll do this in a different video or what. This is for your more advanced players. So your gear I expect to be at least as good as mine or better. Maybe you have your spell suppression, maybe you're doing Svalin, alright, maybe you just have really good like affixes on your rares, you're not using the Death Rush ring anymore, stuff like that. We are of course going to be doing a T17 strat. Let's go take our Abomination map over here, and then we are going to Chaos Spam this until we get a bunch of more Scarabs. So let's see. Okay, this one has more Scarabs. It also has monster has spell suppression and increased damage. So in a map like this, you can basically expect not to be able to kill the boss. Alright, what you end up missing out on is their drop table, so you might miss their Uber fragments and any uniques that might drop. Alright, this is a decision you're going to have to make for yourself. I try not to stress too much about it. Always trying to run things at optimal profits and maximum efficiency, right? It's just not sustainable unless you have a best-in-slot build. With that said, I'm going to run this map with the full expectation that I cannot clear the boss. So let's look at our Atlas strategy for this map. It's called Scarabs. I've basically done the same skeletal tree, and I've gone out of my way to get all of the different Scarab nodes. So, Skittering Swarms here, that's 12% increased Scarabs found in your maps. Then we have Significant Troves. This makes it so unique monsters drop increased Scarabs. We go up here, we take Red Altars, and that's because Red Altars have a high percentage chance of dropping duplicate Scarabs. Right? If you see that, you want to take that. And then we've gone ahead and taken all of these Scarab nodes here. And of course Chittering Champions and Remarkable Relics. Alright, and of course Map Effect is a very important modifier here because you want that 103% more Scarabs to be bumped up to, let's say, 170 or whatever it goes up to with Map Effect. Okay, for the Scarabs in this map, we are going to be doing Monstrous Lineage, we are going to be doing Influencing Scarab of the Hordes, we are going to be doing Cartography Scarabs of the Multitude. Okay, we're going to keep it very simple. So in goes Abomination maps. We'll take out our Scarabs from before. And then we put in Monstrous Lineage. We put in Influencing Scarab of the Hordes. Alright, this is just adding pack size. And then Cartography Scarab of the Multitude. So let's put these in. This is just adding more packs to our map as well. And then I would recommend putting in Ambush. Because that is adding pack size. And make sure you click your altars on. We'll click Activate. And then let's see how this goes.
Are you the fisherman? I the bait.
Alright, so the map has been cleared. We also have a nameless seer over here, so let's see what this guy has to offer us. This all looks like crap. Okay. I'm gonna take this Tripanon over here, just because I saw a pretty meme build on Reddit. I'm gonna hold on to this for that. Alright, of course we haven't killed the boss. Should I even bother trying? Let's see what mods we have here. I don't know. Let's just do it. If we die, I will just leave. That's fine. Right, remember, this is a compromise we made. Our build is not geared enough to do T17s right now. We were able to do the entire map deathless, but the boss is probably going to kill us, so... Okay, so we managed to kill the boss. We wasted a lot of time doing this, so that was kind of the reason why I didn't want to attempt this, but we did kill the boss. We got our little Uber fragment, so that's cute. Alright, so I'll have to look back and see what the time is for the map before we committed to brute forcing the boss, but in that map we got these amounts of Scarabs. It was a pretty modest map, honestly, nothing juicy. But the whole idea with the T17 strat is that you run lots of them and you kill all of the monsters and get as many chances to roll the dice as possible. Okay, I'm going to deposit all these into my bank. Alright, so that is 3 strategies that I've been using in the Necro Settlers League to make some money. Alright, so we had the Essence strategy for players in yellow maps that need currency to go into red maps. Then I showed you the low investment Harvest Maven Destructive Play strategy, and then we ramped that up with the Harvest Scarab of Doubling, and I showed you how that worked, and then we wrapped it up with a T17 Scarab map, okay? These are all valid strategies, and of course, right, you might die a lot if you're doing T17s or other content that you are not ready for. The most important thing you should be doing is investing your currency into gear upgrades for your character so that you can do all of these strategies faster and more comfortably. Right, and like I mentioned earlier, I don't have the luxury of doing that is because I am going long. We are buying in the Veiled Orbs and we are hoping they appreciate in price. And then once they do, we will sell them and then we will use all of our profits to get some really good gear, like a Mage Blood or something like that. Alright guys, that is all I have for this video here today. If it went on a little bit long, I am sorry. Yeah, I will apologize if it has gone on for a little bit longer than I'd like, but hopefully there is something in here for players that are following the build of all different levels, alright? Whether you're ahead of me, you know, still catching up, doing Atlas progression, alright, there's something here for all of you guys. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you hopefully soon with some gear upgrades. And if not, you know, maybe like a week from now, I will see you with a Mage Blood or something. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Alright, goodbye.